What is the biggest leadership lesson that you've learned in your career so far?
I think for me, it's been humility is the biggest leadership lesson. People tend, and this is a very generalized statement, so just know that as I say it, but people tend to either get into leadership or management roles, oftentimes because of the allure of the title. The thing I hear quite often, and it's just disheartening every time, I'm not really, I'm more of a director than this, or, I'm looking for something more at the senior vice president level. And I'm more like, well, hey, what impact are you able to make in the role? Like, let's forget about what the title is and look at impact. And then one day I'm sitting in a meeting, and this is a meeting, David, I know you have sat in. I know anyone listening to this has sat in, where, 6 minutes into the meeting, I feel like it's Groundhog's Day, where it's like, haven't we talked about this before? Didn't we already make these decisions? Why are we talking about this? And I got really frustrated. And afterwards I said to a colleague, I said, I want meetings like Captain Kirk has meetings, right? Issue, discussion, decision, action. Boom, that's it. And that's when the light went off for me. And I said, oh my gosh, this could be that magic piece I've been looking for. So I went home, I watched an episode of Star Trek, which really could describe most days for me. But in this case, I watched it with the specific purpose of seeing if I could extract leadership lessons from it. And whoa, yes, I could.
Have you ever been in a meeting, though, that was so bad where you just walked out?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, me too.
Yep. And it's one of the things, so it's a thing that's sad in this newer hybrid world that we work in. It's not nearly as impactful when you just click leave meeting as it was when you'd gather your things, stand up, kind of make a little noise when you scooched your chair out, like, I'm out of here. But now you're just like, bloop. And everyone's like, oh, Jeff must have had a connection issue or something. I'm like, no, I was making a statement. Oh, well, I get
Yeah, you just need to throw papers up in the air on camera.
Right.
And type a message in and say, this is rubbish, I'm leaving, or something like that. Maybe something a bit more polite than that, and then hang up.
Then go. Yeah. I always feel that in the original, one of the things I love about the original series is they have almost the perfect leader, but the perfect leader is Kirk, Spock, and McCoy. It's the trio. And it really demonstrates that you don't have to lead alone. In fact, you're better when you don't. Just think about it from the diversity lens. He's got, this doctor from the South who's just, all charm and whatever, but is very pragmatic and just says things how they are. And then this cold, logical, much more emotional than he lets on to be, individual who just looks at things through that lens. And then Kirk, who's got the gravitas and the charisma, to go and lead. One of my favorite book series is Frank Herbert's Dune. And Dune is actually about more than sandworms. Shocker for some people. The whole story arc is about the danger of charismatic leaders. And I feel that Captain Kirk, Spock, and Dr. McCoy are the great answer to that, where, yeah, we should be afraid of that person with the silver tongue who's saying things. But if they're surrounded by really good people giving counsel that they're listening to, then sometimes you need that charisma to deliver the message, to get people to do the hard things, but to know that it's backed, in a really good way. So I love that leadership trio that we get out of the original series crew. The leadership of the past will not bring us to the future that we want. And I think that, whatever people's takes on our response to COVID I think we can all agree that our response has changed the way that we're looking at the world, and specifically the way we're looking at the workplace. Before you and I came on mic, I was on LinkedIn, and there was an article about, is it important to be seen at work to be promoted, right? The whole debate, camera or no camera, in person or not in person. These are the conversations we're having where 5 years ago, these weren't even on the radar. It's important to me to help people for the selfish reason of wanting that better future and understanding that we need to address just even right now, not even the future, but right now in the now, we need to, in the workplace, we need leaders leading differently. We live in a time where there are books, there are talks, there are incredible podcasts like this out there that people can use as resources to learn, but they're not a substitute for a face-to-face even if it's virtual or over the phone, but with a person who listens to you, gets to know you, and then uses their knowledge and experience and wisdom to kind of help reframe things for you. I think I just, my goodness, it's the power of being able to talk through something with someone else, your situation as you as a person, and have them ask those challenging questions is so invaluable.